This is an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar on creating clip speed changes in Apple Final Cut Pro. Hi, my name is Larry Jordan. In this short video, I'll show you the differences in image quality between 5 different ways to create slow motion. I've mentioned several times that there are multiple ways that we can slow a clip down inside Final Cut, and they each have different impacts in terms of how the image quality looks during playback. We can do slow motion inside Final Cut. It's easy to do, but it's jerky at speeds slower than about 20%. We can apply optical flow, which often creates artifacts, and I've rarely found optical flow to be successful. It's a really good idea, but a really bad implementation. Topaz Video AI gives us high image quality, but it has long calculation times. And automatic speed, which is where we shoot at a high frame rate and play back at a slower frame rate, gives us the highest image quality, but requires shooting at a higher frame rate, which means we need to plan our slow-mo shots as opposed to simply react to them as they occur. So let me show you these options and how they work. Here's some footage that I shot of a ferry in Queenstown, New Zealand. It's a coal-powered ferry that travels across the harbor. And they let us into the engine room to take pictures, and I was fascinated by watching these cams work, fascinated so much that I want to slow them down. So this is running at normal speed. Running at normal speed, I select the clip, and let's go to slow, and let's slow it to 25%. Okay, 25%, it still looks kind of smooth, but let's slow it to 10%. And as I slow it to 10%, now we definitely get the feeling of stutter. We can see that there's not a lot of smoothness there. It's definitely going bump, bump, bump. Not ideal. So let's take a look at what our next options are. Here, I have optical flow. Let's go back to 100%. Zoom down here. And look at how optical flow is sort of making all of these moving elements feel molten. Look at how, as I move this through, stuff seems to just melt from one shot to another. Look at what's happening over here with the governor. That's just totally arbitrary. So although optical flow works, and you should only use it when you're going slower than 20%, it doesn't yield very good results. This is what happens when I create slow-mo with Topaz Video AI. Look at how the governor looks much more spinning. Look at how this is not melting. I'm getting smooth playback. It's not perfect because it has to invent media, but it's a whole lot better and a whole lot clearer than optical flow, which just sort of has stuff melt, and much better than the stair-steppiness of slow motion inside Final Cut. So something you may want to think about as you are looking at extreme slow motion, slower than 20%, is using third-party tools to be able to create much better looking slow motion video than you can create inside Final Cut itself, even with optical flow applied. By the way, while we're here, look at the stair-steppiness. If I go back to this menu and set this to be frame blending, what it does is it dissolves between frames. Frame blending is definitely better than no frame blending, because what it's doing is dissolving between each of the frames. And frame blending is definitely better than optical flow, but it is not as good as high frame rate video and not as good as Topaz Video AI can create. This was an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar on creating clip speed changes in Apple Final Cut Pro. For the complete version of this online training, please visit my store at larryjordan.com/store and look for Webinar 348. By the way, when you need to stretch your training dollars, membership in our video training library saves you money and time. You can access all our videos for a low monthly price of only $19.99. That's almost 2,000 movies, hundreds of hours on a wide variety of subjects. Plus, premium members can download practice media and projects. Our training covers Apple and Adobe software. We update it multiple times each month. And for more information, visit larryjordan.com/membership. And thanks